2023 wasn't a good year for the Carolina Panthers, but I'm trying to make 2024 a better one for myself. Get started on your resolutions with Factor so you're ready for the new year. Factor's ready-to-eat meal delivery takes the stress out of meal planning and sets you up for success in the new year. Skip the grocery stores, prep work, and cooking fatigue. Instead, get chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door. With over 35 meals to choose from per week, including keto options, calorie smart, vegan plus veggie, and more, plus over 55 weekly add-ons, you'll have a ton of nutritious and flavorful options to kickstart your resolutions. Skip that overpriced takeout trap. Factor is cheaper and way more delicious than takeout. Get chef-crafted, restaurant-quality meals delivered right to your door, and they're ready to heat and eat in just 2 minutes, which means more time for you. Head to factormeals.com/C350 and use the promo code C350 to get 50% off. That's code C350 at factormeals.com/C350 to get 50% off.
Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this basketball season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and place your entry. You could turn $10 into $250. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/fan and use code FAN. That's code FAN at prizepicks.com/fan.
Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
In a world where Carolina Panthers fans have an insatiable thirst for Panthers news and opinions, only one podcast roars ferociously. It's the C3 Panthers Podcast.
It's not Tuesday, folks. It's Wednesday, folks. And it's time for me to meet my rival, my enemy, my friend. I keep him close. I don't know if he's an enemy or a friend. Tonight is Debate My Take, where 2 friends with great hair, great takes, battle it out over a couple of debate points. My name's Tony Dunn. It's the C3 Panthers Podcast. Tonight is the bonus episode, Debate My Take, where I take on my rival, Cody Lashney. Welcome back. We are 1-1 according to the fan base.
Tony Dunn on Wednesday nights. I am neither your friend or your enemy. I'm your worst nightmare, brother. That's right. I come in here to lay the smack down on Tony Dunn every Wednesday night as we debate the topics that you want us to talk about, man. You can let us know on Twitter, and we'll put your name up here, and we'll give you a shout-out and let you know where these questions are coming from. The people want to see me lay the smack down on Tony Dunn again. So, I'm here to deliver to the people, Tony Dunn. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's roll.
Hit us up on hashtag C3 Debates on Twitter. I'll put up posts on the on the Google YouTube community, and check us out on YouTube. Not YouTube, Facebook. I never get on Facebook, but we're on Facebook. We're on Periscope or /Twitter. We're on YouTube, and we put this out iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, all of that. Also, check out the other work Tuesday night, C3 Panthers Podcast, as well as Beat Check. We're about to record that, and we're about to go live in just 30 minutes. So we got to knock out these topics. Smash thumbs. Tell us in the comments who wins these debates. Number 1 topic: can a top quarterback overcome terrible line play? Question submitted. Debate topic. It's not even. It is a question. It is a question. Debate topic submitted by at ATH2088. I believe that's Tepper's Brass Balls.
Yep, that's
or
our man,
something
Sports
like that.
Nut.
Yeah, Sports Nut. Yeah, wonderful. All right, well, great question here. Can a top quarterback overcome terrible line play? And obviously, the question is dovetailing with the Carolina Panthers' terrible line play.
Yeah, Tony, you want me to jump in on this one first?
Go ahead.
I mean,
Go ahead.
yeah,
I'll let
listen,
you open an argument, and then I'm
the
going to beat you
very
down.
simple answer is yes, a top quarterback can overcome terrible O-line play. It doesn't mean that it's hard. It just means that only the top quarterbacks in the NFL can do it. And one of the things that I think we have to keep in mind is that there's a lot of really good quarterbacks that aren't necessarily top quarterbacks because they don't elevate their football team when they do have bad offensive lines. I would put Matthew Stafford in that category, Matt Ryan in that category, Kirk Cousins in that category, Baker Mayfield. There's a lot of good football players that they need a lot of things to go well before they can manage to field a competent offense. Then you have guys like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Cam Newton in his prime years having to overcome terrible O-line play and still getting a ton of results in return. Tony Dunn, the hardest feats possible for a quarterback to do is throw for a crazy amount of yards behind a terrible O-line. Certain ones can do it, and then certain guys just aren't cut out for it. And we're still trying to figure out which side of that fence Sam Darnold falls on.
If can means in any possible world, in any possible scenario, then the answer is yes. But the real answer is no, sir. No. Terrible line play. We're not talking about average line play. You give me this. Can a top quarterback give me below average, okay, average? Yes. Then he may be able to overcome that because he's a top quarterback, maybe playing on a team that has a good defense and some weapons on the outside. But no single quarterback can overcome terrible O-line play. Because if your answer is overcome, and that just means that you don't turn the ball over, you don't suck entirely, but you maybe make a wild card at best. But look at this. Is that Patrick Mahomes, the greatest, I mean, arguably not the greatest quarterback in history, but the most intangible, awesome, like shock value, wonderful quarterback that just do things that aren't, but like I'm telling you, give me Patrick Mahomes as like the wild card. He's like he's the big joker if we play in spades. You know what I'm saying? Liz Mugg. He's the GOAT when it comes to just intangibles. He couldn't even overcome an awful and terrible and awful. Did I say awful? Did I say terrible line? They had to go gut and re-gut and start all over, make all these trades, and they still suck because the defense sucks. No. And no quarterback can overcome terrible line play. Great quarterbacks can make terrible lines look average.
Tony, you also forget that Patrick Mahomes in that Super Bowl, he was making a bunch of crazy throws behind a very bad offensive
Guess what?
line.
Did they win?
They sure didn't, but his receivers also dropped a whole lot of those passes too. So I just think that's even a further testament to a game-changing quarterback can overcome terrible circumstances.
Here, side debate question. Who has a better chance of winning a Super Bowl? Patrick Mahomes behind a terrible offensive line, or give me a quarterback one step below him? Maybe Stafford, Cousins.
Let's say
like one step below him.
One step below him. Let's say
Lamar. Would it be Lamar?
Yeah, I'd say Lamar. That's fair.
All
I wouldn't put.
So who has a better chance of winning a Super Bowl, and overcoming this? Patrick Mahomes with a terrible line, or Lamar Jackson with a better than average line?
I don't know. I mean, I think the drop. I think with Lamar being such a running threat, even if his offensive line isn't great, he's so hard.
Pick a different one then. Pick a different one because he does add the dynamic.
Let's go someone a little bit lower. Let's go like an average quarterback behind a really good offensive line. So how about Patrick Mahomes?
Dak Prescott?
No,
How about Dak Prescott?
no.
Dak Prescott. Yes.
No, I'm thinking let's do this. Patrick Mahomes in front of a terrible offensive line, or Gardner Minshew behind the best offensive line.
That's not average. That's like just you're just pulling on my
Gardner can
heartstrings
make some
because
shows.
you know. Yeah,
I
but
thought you loved
average.
him.
Average. I do love him because
I
ECU
know.
ties. White Cam got so much swag in his life.
Oh,
But
come
no,
on.
you got to give me somebody like Matt Ryan, maybe 3 years ago. Give me who's another better than average quarterback who is not just a crazy athlete. Stafford. You can put him
Kirk
in
Cousins.
that conversation.
Kirk
Ooh.
Cousins.
Yeah, and you know what? To be honest, I think a better than average quarterback will have a better chance of winning a Super Bowl than a fantastic quarterback behind no offensive line. Why do you think Tom Brady left New England?
Yeah, well, they also didn't have the receivers either. If Patrick Mahomes still has Kelsey and Tyreek Hill, you never know. He might still have that chance to do it. So,
all right, take us to the next topic.
Yeah, so our next topic here is which side should Taylor Moton and Brady Christensen play on?
The answer is simple. Taylor Moton needs to go back to his home, just like Adam Sandler said in Happy Gilmore to that little golf ball. Get in your home. And I want to tell you guys this, is Moton should be playing on the right because it's not fair to put him on the left this late. I am taking some cues and some references from my good buddy Cody Lashney here, who said that this was going to happen. Number one, you called it, sir. You called it. Number two, you have had the guts, the balls, the moxie to say Moton can actually do this. And I am not ready to shit on him. I will argue this, is that the dude, you put him on the left side this past week, and he was not, like, it didn't look super smooth and natural, but he still wasn't the worst person on the line. But I want you to flip-flop them back. Flip-floppity these motherfuckers back. Because Christensen has always played on the left, and Moton has always played on the right. I don't want y'all talking shit about Moton for not being the most elite left tackle in the world. Of course he wasn't. He's only done it twice in his whole life. He was better than everybody else on that field doing something he won't supposed to be doing. I think this is Moton can play left tackle. I'm okay with it. I'll check you next year if we give you time to prep for that. But I don't think it's fair to him to drop him on the left and say, oh, now you suck. No, everybody else around you sucks. Put Moton on the right. Let's see what Christensen got on the left.
Listen, Tony, I would love to see what Brady Christensen could do at left tackle. But one of the things that you're not bringing to this argument is the context of who our coach is and who our general manager is. It's Matt Rule and Scott Fitterer. And whether we like it or not, they do not view Brady Christensen as a left tackle. They view him as a right tackle. Now, we can go back and forth on whether or not that is or isn't a good idea all day. But the simple truth is the simple truth. The Carolina Panthers coaching staff doesn't want that alignment. Furthermore, we have seen other tackles in the past make the jump from one side of the O-line to another. Our very own Jordan Gross, once upon a time, made that very same transition. Do we believe Taylor Moton to be one of the best tackles in the NFL or not? I personally do, Tony Dunn. He has continuously graded as our best offensive lineman these past few years. And I think that if you give Taylor Moton enough time to accurately learn the position, make sure that he is accustomed to playing on the left side, picking up stunts and blitzes, and honing his technique at that left tackle position, I have no doubt in my mind that Taylor Moton can come in and man left tackle. The final thing is Sam Darnold his blind side is his left. If you're going to try and rejuvenate Sam Darnold's career and make sure that he isn't seeing ghosts, you need a big dominant ghostbuster on his blind side. And I'm here to tell you that's Taylor Moton and not Brady Christensen.
What we just learned is the advantage to getting left-handed quarterbacks is that the left tackle is not the blindside tackle anymore.
Truth.
But then somebody would be like, oh, the ball spins this different way and we can't catch it or something. All right, you're listening to Debate My Take, where Tony Dunn takes on Cody Lashney each and every week, debating topics about the Carolina Panthers and the larger NFL and culture. You'll see. We've got a cool topic coming later in this show, which we're going to speed up here. Best Quentin Tarantino film of all time. We're going to be finishing the show with that. Go ahead and smash the thumbs up button. Submit your debate topics throughout the week at hashtag C3 debates. And now I'm going to ask you, my good friend, courtesy of at Dustin Walters 4 on Twitter, who would you sign, Dante Jackson or Hassan Reddick? I will give you the floor, sir, and then I will wipe you up with it.
Tony Dunn.
It up with you.
The only real answer to this question, even though it's only been a short amount of time, is Hassan Reddick, man.
You're so lucky you went first. You
shouldn't have let me if you didn't like it, baby. I'm taking Hassan Reddick. He's a part of that 1-2 punch nightmare combo coming off the edge with him and Brian Burns. And listen, the fact that those two are friends and they're incredible speed rushers coming off the edge, you have two race cars racing to meet each other at the quarterback. They've been lights out thus far this season, and we know that in the modern day NFL, passing the football is everything. So when every quarterback is seemingly taking 5 to 7 step drops, launching footballs 65 yards in the air, you need fast, powerful, and dynamic edge rushers that can get the job done. Dante Jackson's the odd man out on this football team. Now that we have C.J. Henderson and J.C. Horn and Stephon Gilmore, Dante Jackson, while important for the rest of this season, is kind of the odd man out in that scenario, man. There's just too much top-tier perimeter cornerback talent in front of him. The easy answer is Hassan Reddick.
Yeah, that is the easy answer, but you're disloyal. Oh my gosh.
I tell you what, stick your hand in doo-doo.
This guy over here sees the first pretty girl that walks by and leaves a wonderful woman. I know, man. And you're doing this. Is all of a sudden this mug gets all these sacks. He gets all these sacks. He's got a lot of sacks. A lot of sacks.
A lot.
And he's like, oh, I mean, he's got a lot. And you all of a sudden you forget the person that you invited to the dance. You took a girl, a beautiful girl, a sweet girl, a girl who is probably going to give you a little head at the end of the night or something like that. Whoop. And then you left her for the pretty girl that has some cool dance moves. Hassan Reddick is going to cost so much on me. And I got to say this, is that if I went first, I would have picked Hassan Reddick. I ain't going to lie. About that. I tell you this, is I've been over there like, look at that girl's butt. She be twerking on the dance floor.
I've already mopped the floor with you then, so you can see that point.
No, I don't. Well, I have to take the other side. I don't have to. How about this? Let me just give Dante Jackson some great credit for playing, getting better every year. The last 2 years, dealing with injury, let me give my man credit. This is that this dude has been playing this year. Yes, Hassan Reddick gets the sexy stats, which are sacks. They are. He had 2 sacks on 2 consecutive plays. Like this mug is at like 8.5 sacks or 8 sacks, and we only on week like 5. Like at this rate in this system, he's gonna get paid. And this is why I'm gonna tell you this. This is why we gotta sign Dante Jackson. We can't afford Hassan Reddick. Like he's good, but god damn, he's gonna break the bank. All of a sudden, we're gonna have to pay him like $97,000 million. At the end of the day, Dante Jackson, let me give this guy credit though. Homeboy has been tackling in the open field like crazy. He been doing a lot of things right. After surviving the purge, that is the Matt Rule purge of everybody and anybody who is related to the previous era, Dante Jackson survived that. What's that movie where they go around once a year and they kill, like you can just kill people?
The Purge?
Is it The Purge? Yeah, that's
Purge.
it. Yeah, he survived that night. And he got better in the process. I give this. I'm not ready to pay Dante a lot of money, but he will definitely be cheaper than Hassan Reddick. Boy, I like some Hassan Reddick. I don't know if we're going to have all these corners. Actually, we're going to have Henderson. It's nice to have 3 covered corners, though. Imagine having J.C. Horn, Henderson, and Dante. So I have to take Dante here because you took Reddick first, jerk. Reddick's going to cost $1 bazillion, so it's not happening. All right, next take. Next debate topic. How would you fix this offensive line? This is from @Lindsay1216.
Hey, Jay,
and he's
Lindsay,
got some
my man,
other
Drew.
good follow-up questions. Do I get to start this one since you started the last
one? If you'd
one?
like, I have a very simple answer to all of this.
I'll tell you this. You can't. How would you fix this offensive line? You get a fucking different one. That's what you do. And sadly, you ain't there. It's unfixable at this point. I truly believe that the Carolina Panthers offensive line is not only offensive, but I don't think it will marginally change for the better or the worse. It might get a little bit better. It might get a lot worse. But this line is unfixable this season. It's broken. And I don't think you can trade for people. I don't think in this and that. And all y'all assholes that want to shit on Cam Irvin, yeah, he sucks. But guess what? We better when he's playing. How about that? You should be welcoming back some goddamn Cam Irvin. You should put Taylor Moton back in his home. And you probably should put Brady Christensen at that left guard position and maybe try Deontay Brown at the right guard position. And guess what? Paradis sucks. It's like you know what Paradis is? It's like hell. And guess what hell is? The opposite of paradise, bro. This line is unfixable. It's going to be at best. You're going to be, you know what? Welcome back, Cam Irvin. You better be, y'all mugs need to be on your knees sucking Cam Irvin's, you know what? Because we are worse without him. And don't give me no Pat F-line. Oh, my God. Don't give me no John Miller. This shit sucks, bro. These guys are just bad. They're just not cool. They ain't strong. And you know what? I know that sucks because I only weigh 192 pounds. So I ain't going to go push around John Miller. But maybe I would, you know what? I'll be watching that tape of what my man did to him. And I'm going to do my left and the right. And then I'll be back past him. These guys suck. Unfixable. Unfixable is my answer.
Tony, your dear sweet mother isn't here to do the deed. So allow me to wash your mouth out with soap. Okay? Because what the actual answer to this is that yes, we can fix the offensive line. And as always, your boy Cody has the answer. We're going to go back to my previous statement. We're going to put Taylor Moton at left tackle, Trent Scott has been better on the left side of the offensive line. I'm going to move Trent Scott inside to left guard. Since we currently have no better options, we're going to go with Matt Paradis at center. And the biggest two changes are Deontay Brown at right guard and Brady Christensen at right tackle. Tony, if you put that formation out on the field, they're big, they're strong, they're mean, they're physical. This is an offensive line that is built to fix our O-line woes right now. It helps us run the football with Christian McCaffrey and Chuba Hubbard, and it gives Sam a pocket in which to throw from, Tony. You're just like the doubters and the naysayers wanting to abandon all hope too quick. But you know what?
Line.
You can't make me do it. The answers are on the roster. Tony Dunn.
Unfixable.
I just fixed our offensive line woes, baby.
It's broken, bro. Can't make chicken salad out of chicken shit.
How's that so taste?
That was funny. My mom's gonna laugh at that, but I'm gonna tell you this: you still wrong as fuck. If you were an NFL player, what is the team you do not want to play for?
I want you to go first on this one. I don't want you to cry when I take your answer again.
All right, so I think the easy answer is the Jets. I think another easy answer is the Jags. So
you're going to give 5 answers?
No. My answer right away is the New York Giants at this point. The New York Giants are like the worst of the worst. Number one, you get Dave Gettleman, who turns out to be a motherfucking disaster. And this comes from a guy, I got to eat a lot of crow. I got a lot of egg on my face on this, is because I had a Dave Gettleman for president sticker on my Twitter handle at one point. Like, it felt like he was amazing. But I tell you this, is these teams, the New York Giants just suck from every possible thing. And what's awesome about it is like Dave Gettleman tried to like a counteract what he did in Carolina, and then Dave Gettleman's the worst GM in not the worst. He's like one of the bad. He's not a good GM. He doesn't listen to his own mantras. He goes and says, "Don't use free agency. Use free agency to set up the draft." And then what does he do? He doesn't do that. And then he drafts 3 corners in a row when he's here in Carolina. He drafts Saquon Barkley at 2. He drafts David Jones to try to say, look, Dave Gettleman's problem is this. He's trying to prove to you that he's smarter than you. Like, he just has to prove to you. It's like going into James Bond and playing pistols only. 007 playing pistols only. Like, I'm just trying to do it because it's cool. Like, no, use the machine gun, motherfucker. Daniel Jones is not worth 6 or whatever. Daniel Jones sucks. Joe Judge, terrible. Nate Soldier, worse. These guys, all the things that he tries to do because we told him he should do, he goes and does them, and then he does a bad job at them. The New York Giants suck, dude. Like, it is a dumpster fire right now. And I tell you this, if I'm a New York Jets fan, I like Zach Wilson. Like, all right, I like Trevor Lawrence. I'm ready to fire Urban Meyer. But the New York Giants, it's a mess. And I don't want nothing to be. I don't want to play on that team.
Tony Dunn, listen, you could not be more wrong, man. Because even though the Giants are bad, at least they have some Super Bowls to show for all their recent woes. And then on top of that, they're still connected to New York City, man. The city with so much history and culture and people and fans. Tony, you whiffed on this one because there's only one clear answer.
The New York Jets?
It's the Detroit Lions, Tony.
What
are you talking about? The Detroit Lions are an absolute dumpster fire every year. They're 0-5 currently on the season. They have a
coach who's emotionally
their head coach is a crybaby, crying after a 2-point loss to the Minnesota Vikings. Oh, and you get to live in Detroit, which is basically looking a little bit like Pakistan nowadays, okay? I don't know if you've ever seen some images of that place. Let's just say I'm not going there on a weekend vacation, okay, Tony Dunn? That is a failing organization. They have a terrible quarterback in Jared Goff. Their outfits are ugly. They live in a bad city, man, where people don't want to go and where they don't want to live. And how dare they ruin such a strong and noble mascot and logo like a lion?
Because the lion is a fraud, man. It's
They're
all about
not
the tigers,
even worthy of the logo that they have, Tony Dunn. You couldn't be more wrong. The only answer is the Detroit Felines.
Funny story, just to back that up here. I had a friend that his parents moved to Detroit for a job, and his mom got pulled over by the police at like 11 o'clock at night. And she was like, "What did I do wrong?" And the guy said, "You stopped at a stoplight." He's like, he's like, "Just go. There ain't nobody around. You don't need to get carjacked." So she got pulled over for like, all right. We gotta hurry this up. I know, it's funny. Last question, and then we gotta get out of here. We got 9 o'clock. Nick Carboni's gonna be here in 2 minutes. Best Quentin Tarantino film of all time. You get to go first.
Tony Dunn, there's a lot of different opinions on this, but I'm here to tell you it's Kill Bill. Kill Bill is one of the greatest,
not even in the top 3
Tarantino movies of all time, man. Listen, you had David Carradine in one of his best performances of his entire career. The lore in that movie is incredible. That he had this deadly crew of assassins, Tony. He had the Cottonmouth, the Snake Charmer, the Copperhead, the California Mountain Snake. But you know what? He should have killed the Black Mamba. He should have killed her, but he didn't. And you know what? Her epic rampage of vengeance over her lost daughter, it's one of the greatest Quentin Tarantino movies of all time. Incredible action, incredible violence, incredible swordplay, incredible score. Tony, the Kill Bill, really movies themselves are incredible, and that is peak Quentin Tarantino storytelling. Kill Bill.
Clearly, the answer is Dusk Till Dawn. No, just kidding.
What?
No. Actually, I love that movie.
Right?
The answer is very simple. The best and greatest screenplay of all time. Like, we're putting it up there with like Charles Dickens' Tale of Two Cities type writing.
Wow.
And it is Pulp Fiction, homie. Pulp Fiction is the greatest screenplay of all time. Not only is the casting the greatest and the most wonderful thing between John Travolta, one of his best films, Samuel L. Jackson, one of his best films, everything about it. I'll just close on this because we got to go meet Nick Carboni right at this point. The dialogue alone from Pulp Fiction, like, you don't even need to, you know what? Thank God, you know what? They had the best casting. They had great directing. They had all this. But you know what? It would have just been a great book. My man, when he says this, he said, "You throw him out of the feet. Would you let me rub your feet? Would you?" He said, "Reach in that bag, give me my wallet. Like, let me taste that tasty beverage." Like, all of this, man. Oh, my favorite is, "What do you think, Marvin? What do you think?" And he turns around and blows the goddamn head off. He's like, you know what Marvin said to him? He said, "I ain't even got an opinion." And then got his head blown off. Or Quentin Tarantino's best, what do they call it? Cameo appearance, when he said, "Of course, I know the coffee in my cup is good. That's why I buy it. But I want to know why there's this dead motherfucker in my garage." That's what I know. He didn't say the garage. Look, wonderful. Not. Top to bottom, Pulp Fiction, no doubt. We got to go. Debate my take. Hashtag C3 debates. Check us out. We'll give you all the plugs in the next show. We got to go meet up with Nick Carboni. We out of here, mofos.
And let us know who won in the comments, a.k.a. Cody Lack.
Duh.